Is it just you?
No. Spelling notebook. We have our 10 words, and we'll do our spelling page. Just take one. I'll do a few of these. Spelling notebook for y'all that are at home. Put the rulers away. They're not toys, Yana. And I got a spelling notebook for you, but
Miss, do you want your,
you can use it for spelling and for reading if you use it for reading. Jacob, you're spelling notebook. You can have one. Y'all have your spelling notebook from home? Y'all at home? Yes, no, maybe so, I don't know. Did I print those out again? What page in this?
Oh, that's cute. Oh, pineapple.
What's cute? Ooh. Ten words, and we're gonna do a page of spelling. It's probably, oh, it's sorting. This one's an easy one. You're gonna have to turn it in. Tarnation was that? Oh no, no, I printed the wrong ones. What a waste of paper. Hold on, guys. The spelling, printed the wrong one. What's today? Wednesday? No, today's Tuesday. Printed the wrong one. Hold on. Hey, I printed the wrong one. I know I printed that one from earlier, but I don't know where it's at. I guess instead of printing it, I could just... No. I know I printed that thing earlier. I know I did. What incarnation? Make sure you have a highlighter too. Oh, we have prefixes. That's what it. Oh, there's another video too on prefixes. Remember. Prefixes. Prefixes: miss, in, and im. Are you printing paper? it takes so long. Got 10 words. Oh, we're on the back side. Adrena, can you see? Okay. Enlighten. Enlighten. Eight. Close. Seven.
What did this say? Jacob? It's golden. 6. 0.
7. Enlighten. 1, 2. I. All the time. I think it's probably off the computer. Enlighten.
This one?
Oh! Okay, sorry. It's supposed to be a IGH in there. I messed it up. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna fix this.
Already on here. What is that?
Hold on. Let me fix this. I messed up. Enlighten. So, Adrian, are you writing this down? Hopefully you have a book. IGH. Enlighten. TEN, sorry. Enlighten. Our prefix is what? Our prefixes. Let me put them up here again. Yeah, prefixes EN, EM, and miss. So ENLIGHTEN. Enlighten.
Do we highlight IGH?
Nope, we're doing prefixes. Our prefixes are either N, M, or miss. Prefixes this week. I should have started the video first and then gone into this, but we can work backwards. We'll work backwards and watch the video after. Enlighten. Enlighten. Would anybody be interested in let's see. Engulf. Engulf. Close. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. In. Engulf. Engulf. The house was engulfed in flames. That means what? To be like covered, engulfed. Like the house was engulfed in flames, like covered in flames. I thought we. No, that was your mom. Never mind. Never mind. Right. Hope you're writing these down. Come on. Otherwise, we're not going to get to watch the Columbus video. I know how much you want to watch the Columbus video. It's super long, so we probably will only watch half.
Can we watch half of it and then on the break?
I mean, we could. Enclosure. Enclosure. Yeah. Good job.
8.
7. You're close. 6, 7. Enclosure.
Sounds like close.
Enclosure. What else Prime had? Amazon Prime. Enclosure. Adrian, can you see from back there? Or you cannot see. You will could not see. Enclosure. Next one is endangered. Endangered. The what's that thing with the not wolves? What's that called? That animal with like the starts with an N. What is it called? Oh, what is that called? Oh, the narwhal. The narwhal, I think, is an endangered species. Yes. Eight. Yeah, narwhal. I didn't either until last year. Somebody told me. And then I Googled it. Yes. 6, 7, 8. Nah, I'm pretty sure we're real. We'll look it up when we get done here. Endangered. Endangered. Yeah. What's our prefix on endangered? Hey. That's what I was like. Prime had highlighters. Endangered. Endangered. Natalie, are you on here? I didn't see. Is she on here? She is not. Ooh. Oh yeah, she is. I like. What is this? What is this so-called thing? Ooh, maybe they have like a biography. No, narwhals aren't real though. Maybe a biography about a narwhal.
They're real, though.
Yeah, they're real.
How much are they?
There's not that many. I'm pretty sure they're endangered species.
How much are they?
I don't know. We'll look it up in a second.
What?
We'll look it up in a little bit. They're probably on the verge of like being endangered, and then it's like extinct. And extinct means they're no longer around. Endangered means there's very few of them. Like, yeah, like elephants, rhinos. Certain rhinos are endangered. Yeah. We'll look up some of that stuff in a second. Let's go through our spelling. Misjudge. Misjudge. Yeah.
7.
Close. One too many.
8.
Oh, yeah.
6.
6. Yeah. We'll look them up in a second. 6. When we're working on this. All right, Jacob. Boy, we're working on our spelling. I'll look up some stuff to play. Misjudge. Miss means incorrect or wrong. Remember? So misjudge. That means you I guess judge wrong. I guess. Let me look them up. Google narwhal. Yeah, there's a book about narwhal. They're an animal. Hold on, I'm trying to get. Let me look. Probably have to look on this computer. One agency. Yeah. Misfortune. Misfortune. How many?
8.
8. Yana, come on. You're just doing it with us. Get your highlighters on. Okay. Go making a highlighter. What is that called? A sword? 4, 5, 6, 7? No, I said 8. 6, 7, 8. S or misfortune. Misfortune.
So that's what most people have.
Like a misfortune?
Yeah.
I guess if it's. I think maybe you're thinking about unfortunate, maybe? Not misfortune. Misfortune's like, I guess, like an unexpected bad event.
So kind of like a roller coaster breakdown.
Yeah.
So kind of like bad luck.
Yeah, kind of like bad luck. Yeah, because fortune's like luck, I guess. And then misfortune would be bad luck or like wrong luck, or because miss means wrong. Let's see. Misadventure. This one's got a lot of a misadventure.
Eight.
More than that.
9. 9.
More than that.
10.
More than that.
11.
11. Yeah. Is there even 11 squares on here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost not. It's misadventure. Yeah, that's probably the highest one so far. Somebody at home, what is the prefix in misadventure?
Miss.
Good job. That means like wrong or incorrect. Or like, I guess kind of opposite too. Whew. I was looking up Norwalk, is what I was looking up.
Wait, has anybody got pictures of them? I know.
Let me see. They're on spelling next door. They're on Enlightened. A Norwalk. No, not a Morwalk. A Norwalk. Yeah, it lives year-round in the Arctic waters around Greenland. Yeah, they live in the ocean. Oh my goodness. The way they die. It says they can live up to 50 years, but they are often killed by suffocation after being trapped due to the formation of sea ice. So they can't, I guess, come up or whatever, or they get stuck under the ice. That's how they're killed.
Well, then put them in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, so they're nearly threatened. Population were below 50,000, and in a recent study.
How did I know?
What?
So they kind of are they kind of like dolphins?
They're like dolphins with like a unicorn thing on.
I know
I'll
that
show you a
dolphins
picture
have to come
in
up
a little
prior
bit.
to-
When we start working on this page to go with this, we'll
dolphins have to come up prior to-
and they do too. So that's why they often get killed, because they can't come up because of the ice. Especially if ice is like thick like this, you can't break through the ice. It's impossible.
I wonder
Miss-
why they have that word on
We'll see. Misunderstand. Misunderstand.
there. 12.
Yeah, 12. Good job, AJ. You just said that was our longest word. Like this one's our longest word. Miss misunderstand.
Can you put it down because I can't see?
Misunderstand.
So it's literally like the whole page.
So does that mean you understood something correctly or you understood it wrong? If I misunderstand the meaning of the word, what does that mean? I understood it or I need help probably? Misunderstand. I understood it or I didn't understand it? You did it, right? Because miss means like wrong or incorrect or whatever. Yes, it means you understood it wrong. We'll make a lesson on IPs. Spelling 194. No, we're gonna do 189. Okay, we already know 199. What's that supposed to be then? If it isn't really matter. I'm doing that. Okay. What's the next one? Embed. 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 Yeah. Yes, 5. It's like each one. Embed.
What we do every day.
Not in bed. Embed. Embed means like if I embed a link in Canvas, I might say, oh, the link is embedded in Canvas. So it's in Canvas. Embed. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of like
yeah,
so like they embed themselves in like.
Yeah, yes. Embed. Sorry. Embed. It's like it's in bed or in like, I guess, a place. One more. Oh, fast. The spelling page won't take very long. Adrian, are you doing this? Oh, yeah, I want to move you up front just because you're not doing it over here. I might move you over here. One more. One more. Encode. Encode. Yep. Good job. Got most of these right. Encode. If not all of them. Who knows how to spell encode? F. Oops. Encode. Encode.
20.
Now we got 20. Yeah, we did 10 yesterday. What the hell is doing tomorrow? Sorting them? I bet you. Which we'll get a head start on today. Okay, once I get y'all started on what we're doing next, while y'all are working, then I will show you how to picture it. Let everybody get these down. Page 191. You can close that book when you're done. 191. 191 what? Your My View book. We're in reading. Reading and spelling and writing, they're all together and usually after lunch. I'm going to do some science. 191. At home, did y'all get this?
Yes.
Not yet, not yet.
191. done that one today, but yeah, 191. You're sorting them with the prefix miss, in, and then m. That y'all should be able to start and do by yourself. 191. Y'all at home, let me know when you're done.
I'm done. I'm done. Do we go to page 199?
191 in your My View.
Okay, whatever.
191. You can start on this one by yourself. You're sorting the words by their prefix. So like misspell would go under which prefix? Miss. Y'all should be able to do that in probably less than, I think, 8 minutes. Or around 8 minutes. And yes, you have to do this because I pair this page with your spelling test. So if you don't do well on your spelling test on Friday and you make 100 on this, that helps your spelling grade. So for some of y'all who don't do well on your spelling, this.
So we have to do a 190?
191. Okay, I'm putting this page up here.
Oh, I already did that page.
You did page 191.
Yes, yesterday.
For y'all that are online, we're sorting these words. So like misspell would go under which prefix?
What page is it?
191. Come on, you're doing this. Let's go. Or I'm not going to show the video. That's part of the reward. Just showing the video. 191.
What about the wall?
That's what I mean. Wow. You're sorting these. So misspell. For y'all that are at home, I'm going to figure out how you're going to turn in this page.
We can take a picture of it.
They could, but I don't know that they can all do that. I know Natalie can.
Or they can show you on the screen.
I guess they could. When you're done, I need to see it on the computer screen. See that you completed it. So I pair it with your spelling grade. Not done. Look at that. I have my page here. Working on it with y'all.
What page is it?
191. I'm giving y'all until 105. If you don't finish, you're gonna have homework. You don't want homework? Oh no. Didn't think so. I don't think it will take some of y'all very long to do this. And when you're done at home, let me know so you can show me, and I want to see that you did it. Ah, I got mine wrong. I want to take it, they log off. Oh, they're taking their test. I wonder. What are you doing? Get him. Get him. Misunderstand. Enlarge. Let me know. I guess I don't need to record this part. Negative, they are not. Yes. Let me find our, oops. Natalie. Yay. Did you finish page 191? I didn't see it, and I can't hear you. Let me see it. Show it real fast. I can see it. You did it. Everybody wants to see that you did it. So pay attention because we're going to answer some questions about this. Ooh, summarize. Summarize a text. Ooh, okay.
I got kicked out again.
You're getting kicked out. I thought I had this open. Anyways. Sorry, I'm looking for, I thought I had this open. Apparently I did not. What is it, week 4? Oh, we're in week 5.
I can learn more about narrative nonfiction by analyzing text.
Sorry, I can't see. Follow along. We're going to answer questions. I'm going to be picking on the ones online
Structure
too, so.
in a biography.
Ooh.
Barbed Wire Baseball, written by Marissa Moss,
So page 158 is where it starts.
illustrated by Yuko Shimizu. Zenny watched the wooden bat thwack the baseball, hurling it high and straight. He was 8 years old, and it was the first time he'd seen a baseball game.
Does anybody know what the word thwack means? Or maybe they might know what it could mean? He thwacked the baseball. He probably hit it, right? Because he's using a bat. Right? Y'all pay attention.
But he was hooked. "Father, I want to play," he told his dad. "You're too small," his father said. "Too frail," added his mother. But Zenny didn't listen. He had to play. The other kids laughed at him. "Zenny, you're a mouse," one boy hooted. "A teeny tiny one," another kid called. None of it mattered. When Zenny had a ball or bat in his hand, he felt like a giant, and soon he played like one. Many springs had passed since that first game, years of playing in the chill of winter and the sweat of summer. Zenny got taller and stronger and better at baseball.
Where am I at? Oh. How do you know this is in, I guess, it's going to be in chronological order?
Because
When he was a kid. Okay, I want you to highlight this part. Like, I think I can highlight on here. Oh, yeah. On paragraph 1, yes, it says he was 8 years old, and it was his first time he had seen a baseball game when he was hooked. So it starts when he was young. Make sure you highlight this because we'll need it later. I don't even have my TV on. I'll highlight it. I'm pretty sure I gave you a highlight, didn't I? I'll use them. I need to order more off of Amazon. I'll highlight it. Oh, I know y'all did. Okay. text structure. So that's going to tell me the text structure because it's in chronological or sequential order. Okay, moving down.
What?
What? The first paragraph, the second sentence. Come on. Y'all too that have all those highlighters out. I better see it highlighted. Got it? Students, man. Okay, moving on. Moving on. For other maybe dates or times, or it says he got older or something. Let's see if it keeps going.
And with a silly game, his mother asked. You should study and become a doctor, his father said, or a lawyer. But Zenny knew exactly what he wanted to do. And when he grew up, he coached, managed, and played baseball in the Fresno Nisei League and the Fresno Twilight League. He was barely 5 feet tall and weighed only 100 pounds, but he was a star player, casting a big shadow in baseball.
So also there, it didn't say how old he was, but it said when he grew up. What? It did earlier, but right there it says when he grew up, didn't it? It said when he grew up, which means maybe and he's coaching baseball for the time. So he's a little bit older than what he was before. He's probably older than 8. Maybe he's 20 years old or something along those lines, right? All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else it says about this.
Zenny was chosen to play with star members of the New York Yankees. He led his teams in exhibition games in Japan. He even arranged for Babe Ruth to play there. But that world collapsed for him when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941. For the first time since he had picked up a bat, Zenny felt as if he didn't measure up. The United States was at war with Japan, and 120,000 Americans of Japanese descent who lived on the West Coast were forced into 10 internment camps.
Remember, internment means what? Confinement? Is that what we said yesterday? It means confinement, I think. Not yet. No. Let's see. Oh, maybe coming up. Y'all might be able to tell me coming up here if we should highlight a certain part or not.
Most in the desert.
Would you please so long to get on here?
Okay. Page 150.
Oh, here.
I know. Okay. So be on the lookout for more, I guess, evidence in the story that tells us it's in chronological order. It could be coming up.
Considered these Japanese Americans to be possible spies, and without evidence or trials, locked them up, men, women, and children. American citizens all were treated like prisoners of war, housed in barracks, and penned in with barbed wire.
So that's kind of like what an internment camp is. They're treated like prisoners, they're housed in barracks and pinned in barbed wire. So I think maybe there's a picture here a little bit lower. Yeah, if you scroll down or if you look, I don't think yours has it there. Yours doesn't have it. Oh yeah, it does, sorry, yeah. And they're kept in like animals, you see? And then there's really nothing for them to do. There's a lot of them. So barracks are like bunk beds, and they're like probably thin pieces of like fabric or anything. Huh? We are not highlighting yet, but I just wanted you to see what like an internment camp means. They're treated unfairly. They're treated wrongly. That's fine.
What happens if they like break free?
If they tried to break free or they did break free.
If they broke free.
I mean, they probably had people that were like watchdogs and they were gonna get like in trouble, or they were gonna be found, or if they were found, they'd get rewarded, or those people that found them would get rewarded with money or something. It just depends. Or maybe they might. I mean, they have like a watchtower there. If you see that, if they try to escape, they might get like shot at and killed. So yeah, I don't. Yeah. They would get what?
Awarded.
Awarded? Yeah. Well, like Like, say you were in an internment camp and you got loose, and somebody in your camp said, "Oh, he got loose." Yes, he got loose.
If they saw the person 6 feet, another person would tell them.
They could tell because they might be scared, or maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't like you or something. And then if you got free, they might put like a reward out for your for wanting you back. Yeah, to find you. Yeah, you know, like back in the olden days, they put out rewards for like felons or something. Yeah. Yeah. So let's keep going. Let's see if it tells us that the story is moving along in time. Let's see if there's something that happened. It should be coming up here.
Zenny, his wife, and their 2 teenage sons were sent to a camp in Gila River, Arizona. Outside, the camp was bleak and gray and dusty. Inside, the barracks were stark, with crowded rows of cots and not much else.
So, is there evidence right there in that paragraph that tells us he's a little bit older and maybe it's a little bit later on in his life?
Well, because it says Zenny and his wife and their 2 teenage sons.
Bingo! So that means he's got to be probably in his 30s or something. Highlight that part. We might need it. Because it was during the hold on, let me see. It was during the United States was at war with Japan. So if you're of Japanese descent or had Japanese background, because that's the key word for the week, they didn't like you. So they would stick you in these internment camps, just like they did with the Holocaust. They didn't like the Jews, so they stuck them in internment camps. And Mariah said, was this a long time ago? We go back up here. It says, but the world collapsed for him when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941. So when did this happen about?
That's not too long.
I mean, it was a long time. It was a long time ago, probably before.
Yeah, it was like 70 years.
No, it was in the 1941, which was what, 80 years ago? 81 years ago. So it's been a little while, but it hasn't been super long. So yeah.
Someone that was born in that year.
Yes. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see if we can find more evidence of him growing up, I guess.
Families bustled around, trying to make a home out of nothing, hanging up curtains, arranging tea sets on footlockers, piling dolls and stuffed animals on cots. Zenny stood staring at the dry earth, which was broken up every now and then by a few scrubby bits of green. In all the brown and gray, with dull coppery sky overhead, he felt as if he were shrinking into a tiny hard ball. There was only one thing that could make the desert camp a home: baseball. Zenny unpacked his favorite photo, the one that showed him in uniform, lined up with baseball legends Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, towering like redwood trees beside him. He had played with the Yankee Stars in an exhibition game back home in Fresno, and he hadn't felt small at all. He pinned the picture up over his bed. He was going to play baseball again, here in the desolate middle of nowhere.
So what do you think he's going to do? He says he wants to play baseball. What do you think he's going to do in that internment camp? He might try to other people. Rayra says he might make a baseball field there. Let's see. Let's see what he might do. Ooh, look at this word right here coming up.
First, he would need a playing field.
Ooh, that's an example of a word for
Wait, are we on this page? This one?
164. Yes, I think so. Yours looks a little bit different than mine. So let's see how he's building the baseball field. What's the first step? First, he would need a what? You would need a playing field. Highlight that first sentence in paragraph 19, page 164. Pay attention. Come on. Yes, so we're going to see what the steps were for him needing to build a baseball field. 164. We're going to look for the steps he needs for a playing field.
So, when they were around, Captain would have been close.
Yes. Yes, he had to wear a lot of the same clothes.
There was plenty of empty space, but it was dotted with sagebrush and clotted with rocks. It didn't look like much of a field. Zenny started by chopping down the plants and digging up the rocks, spending long hours in the blazing sun.
So what did he have to do? What did he have to do next? Yeah, digging up the rocks and pull out the plants. Highlight that part. So he needed a playing field. Then he's got to, I guess, maintain that playing field or start trying to maintain that playing field. It's paragraph 20. It says Zenny started by chopping down the plants and digging up the rocks. Ray, it's not nap time. You're going to be standing. Come on, highlight this stuff. Let's see what his next step is. Maybe. Let's see.
What are you doing, Dad? His son Howard asked. Can't play baseball without a field, Zenny grunted. We're going to play baseball? Howard grinned and started picking up rocks too. Soon, Howard's brother Harvey joined them. Then, other boys and men drifted to where Zenny and his sons were bent over in the glaring heat.
So I guess next they started joining him and helping him, right? He didn't do it by himself. It does get. How can I make this? Hold on. I'm trying to make this higher. Okay, there we go. And soon, Howard's brother Harvey. So I guess that's what that picture is illustrating. How everybody's starting to come in and help him.
Who are the people who can help them?
It says, I think his son Howard's one of them, and then another one, Harvey, joined them, and then other boys and men drifted towards him. Huh? Who took them? I don't know. They were just prisoners of like the United States because they were of Japanese descent.
By the end of the day, dozens of people were working on the field, not planting a crop, but unplanting, making the ground a smooth surface. Once the brush and the biggest rocks had been cleared, Howard and Harvey were ready to set up the bases. Looks good, Howard said. We're almost set. Zenny shook his head. Nowhere close. We're making a real ballpark, and we'll do it right. He walked over to the camp commander's office. 10 minutes later, he emerged into the bright sun, smiling. We've got it. He clapped his hands. What? Asked Howard. What have we got? A bulldozer to level the field, Zenny replied. The commander said we can borrow the camps. As Zenny drove the bulldozer, crowds gathered to watch. What's he doing? An old woman asked her grandson. He's making a baseball field, the young man answered. A baseball field? Whatever for? She asked. Her son smiled. So we can play. Once the ground had been smoothed, Harvey brought out his bat and ball. Now we can play, right? He asked. Zenny shook his head. He still wasn't satisfied. The wind kicked up so much dust from the dry soil that the players would be eating dirt. We have to do this right.
What? They're eating dirt because of the wind. They have no, I guess, barriers.
He looked around the camp, hoping to find something to solve the dust problem. Then he got an idea. He diverted an irrigation line to the field and flooded it with water.
Ah, problem and solution. What was the problem, Jacob? What was the problem? The dust. The wind kicked up so much dust from the dry soil that the players were eating it. What did he do to fix it?
Got water.
Oh, hold on. We got to underline that part. Sorry. Paragraph 36. Problem and solution. There's all different. I'm probably going to go back in a second and go over the different text structures with you. Problem. Ray, stand up for a little bit. 5 minutes. Come on. And go wash your face. So the problem was, Jacob said, the wind kicked up so much dust from the dry soil that the players would be eating dirt. Then Vida said they found some water. Then he got an idea. He diverted an irrigation line to the field and flooded it with water. That was his solution. What? Watering it? Because instead of dirt being like soft and being able to be picked up by the wind, it's kind of like mud now, so it's not as easily. It's not as heavy. I mean, it's not as light. Yeah. So it wets it down. Like I guess it's similar to like if your hair doesn't have gel in it, it's gonna be blowing in the wind. If you slick it down with some gel, is it gonna be blowing in the wind? No, not really, right? It kind of keeps it down and holds it to the ground until it probably gel kind of dries and stays hard. But let's keep going.
Once the heat had dried the ground, the dirt was baked into clay.
See, there you go. Mariah, it answered your question. You said what? How does that help? Once the heat had dried the ground, the dirt was baked into clay, a clean, hard surface
without all the dust. Now, Dad? Asked Howard, tossing a ball between his hands. It looks great. Almost, Zenny answered, but we're not there yet. The irrigation line gave Zenny another idea. He laid pipe from the laundry room to the field and planted grass in the infield and quick-growing castor beans along the edge of the outfield. The pipe fed water to the plants, and soon the clay and grass took on the shape of a baseball field with a castor bean fence. Zenny smiled. Now it was beginning to look real. Come on, Dad, Howard urged. Can't we at least mark the bases now?
So that tells you how far he's come. So now it's starting to look real, and now he's trying to make bases. So that means he's probably towards the end of his baseball field, right? If you're going to put bases down.
Am I getting in trouble with this?
No, they actually got to use a bulldozer, so we'll see what happens.
Go ahead, Zenny agreed, but we're not done yet. Howard used flour to chalk the foul lines, and his mom sewed the bases from rice sacks. It's perfect, Harvey said. What about the spectators, the fans? Zenny asked. Where will they go? Both boys shrugged. Can't they just stand around? Howard asked.
What are spectators? Bingo!
Or we can build rows of bleachers, Zenny said, like on a real baseball field. That night, Zenny and his sons snuck out of their barracks. They were not allowed outside after dark. Zenny felt like a boy again, tiptoeing out of the house with his bat and glove so his parents wouldn't see him. A guard's light swept across the yard, and Zenny motioned to the boys to flatten themselves against the barracks. They waited for the beam to pass, then crept on. They didn't know that the guard had seen them, but the commander had told him to let them go, so long as they didn't escape. The commander was curious to see what Zenny wanted now. The three of them scrounged wood from the fence surrounding the camp. They removed every other post, careful not to damage the fencing. Then they took wood from the camp lumber yard.
So what do you think they're making?
A stadium.
Yeah, so what? They're making bleachers. So they went and picked up the old wood post and they're making bleachers.
Oh, they can like put like half of it and like.
We'll see it.
Like a log.
Yeah, we'll see in a few minutes. I think it shows a picture towards the end, maybe. Yeah.
That gave them enough material to build a backstop and 5 rows of bleachers behind it. The next day, they set to work again, this time sawing wood and nailing boards. When Howard finished hammering the last row of seats, he wiped the sweat from his forehead and gaped at what they had made. There, in the middle of the desert, on the edge of an internment camp, was an official-looking baseball field. The rest of the place slumped, dreary and sad, but the baseball field glowed green with hope. Now, Dad.
All they need now is like jerseys.
Let's see. Let's see if they can.
Like the commander to talk to them.
Then let them go to kind of see what they're gonna do. Yeah.
Watching them.
Yeah, to see what they're gonna do. As long as they didn't escape. Yeah.
Yeah, they let them go until they didn't try to escape.
Harvey asked. Almost, Zenny smiled. We have the field, now we need the equipment. He passed a hat among the families, collecting money for gear. In an hour, he had enough to send for bats, balls, mitts, and hats from Holman Sporting Goods back home in Fresno. Several women sewed uniforms out of potato sacks.
So they didn't have like uniforms right. They didn't have uniforms like y'all would have now if you played. They had them out of potato sacks. Yeah. So they were probably itchy and kind of weird, I would think. But yeah, it would. They probably weren't comfortable. But do you think they cared that they were uncomfortable? AJ, do you think they cared that they were uncomfortable in their potato sack uniforms?
Nope.
Probably not. Why? Why?
Because they had no clothes.
Because they probably had no
They could
clothes,
wear.
but they were actually getting to do something they enjoyed, right? So they didn't really care if they had to like suffer for a few hours or be itchy or something, because they were getting to do something they enjoyed or something they used to do. Huh? Yes. Let's see.
When the box of equipment arrived, Zenny let Howard open it. Now, Howard, he said, now we can play ball.
So it's kind of like the end, I guess, of like the whole step-by-step of them building the field and whatnot. Now they have uniforms, so they can officially play on those baseball games. Baseball fields. Yep.
Commander like me?
I would assume so, but I mean, he let them build the baseball field.
That first
Yeah. Let's see.
game on a bright May day, half the camp turned out to watch the teams that Zenny had organized. A breeze stirred the new grass. The sun bathed everything in a gentle warmth. It was a perfect day for a baseball game. 6,000 people filled the bleachers and spilled onto the scrubby ground behind them and along the sides of the stands. Zenny leaned over the home plate, the bat held firmly in his hands. He looked at Howard, already on first base, at Harvey, now on second, at the neat white lines marking the field. His eyes scanned the bleachers filled with cheering fans. He watched the pitcher cradling the ball, pulling back his arm, getting ready to throw. Zenny focused on the blur of white as it zoomed closer. The weight of the bat felt so familiar and natural, it was like a part of his body. He waited until just the right moment.
Uh-oh, what do you think he's gonna do? Let's see. I wonder if he hits a home run. Let's see.
Whack! The bat met the ball with a crisp, splintering sound. Zenny threw the bat down and ran. He ran to first base, then second, then third, his eyes following the arc of the ball as it...
So he made it to first, he made it to second, and he's rounding third. What do you think he hit? Home run. Man. that's
soared up
amazing.
and away, far over the barbed wire fence. Howard and Harvey jogged to home plate before him, arms raised, grins plastered on their faces. Now, Zenny shouted back. He knew he was still behind a barbed wire fence, but he felt completely free, as airy and light as the ball he had sent flying.
Ooh, if somebody can tell me what that is, you definitely get a candy. His eyes following the arc of the base of the ball as it soared up and far. Wait, where was it at? Oh man. Second and third. Wait, no, where was my? I lost it. Wait, hold on. Right here. It said he knew he was still behind a barbed wire fence, but he felt completely free, as airy and as the ball he had sent flying. There's some keywords in here. Right here. It's something we talked about last week.
Does that mean he like got out of the barbed wire?
Who knows? I highlighted two.
Similes?
A what?
A simile?
Simile. It's comparing things using like or as. Good job. Good job. I just wanted to see if y'all would remember. Good job. No, y'all didn't answer it. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what. Maybe I'll ask another question. What's for real?
Right now, there was nothing else he wanted to do. Just this, right now, right here. It didn't matter whether his team won or lost. Like the powerful champion he was, he felt he could touch the sky if he wanted. Now, he roared as he crossed home plate. He felt 10 feet tall, playing the game he loved so much. Nothing would ever make him feel small again.
Interesting. This is a good story. Ooh, this was a good story. I do not know if he ever got out of the camp. Page 182. Page 182. I can help y'all do this one because we've got vocabulary words in. I know they're tiny up there, but you'll also have them in your jersey. 182. Develop vocabulary. 182. Let me see how many of y'all. Let me see how many of y'all remember from yesterday. Or can use those up there. I put them up there. They're tiny. Huh? Yeah, we did. Yes, that was it. It was so good. You didn't think we had finished it. I know. Page 182. Let's start this before we start our break. I said let's start this before we start our break. Yes. So, I'm going to help y'all with this part. He's not happy? He's probably on the losing team, maybe. Alright? He's not happy? Alright, so it says develop vocabulary. In narrative nonfiction, which means it's true, right? Authors often describe events using domain-specific words or words that are specific to the topic. So that's what these words are: descent, internment, and spectators. These words help the reader determine the relationship between the events and the people in the text. That's super important. That's part of like a question, an answer to your question this week. Write the meaning of each word, then use each word in a sentence that explains how the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor affected Zinni's life. Ooh. Okay, so descent. What is descent? Who remembers what descent is? I'm gonna help y'all with this because y'all don't have your journal out. Let's see if we can put 2 and 2 together. Descent. What is descent?
Family background.
Ray.
Family background.
Family background. Huh?
Remember how you said that they have to go because even if they have family background of like the Chinese?
Yeah. That's what descent means. Like family background. Like their background, or like maybe they're not completely Japanese, maybe they're half Japanese, half white or something.
They don't speak English.
But they have a family background. So somebody from years ago or generations ago was.
It's kind of like what, like some people in Russia, like they moved to America, but they don't know the full speech of Russian.
Yeah, they have family background that is Russian. Family background.
Like,
come on.
Right, Miss? Like,
yes.
Because in this one school that I used to go to, there was this one kid that was he was full Mexican, and my teacher had to get a translator.
Okay, come on. Family background. So sentence related to Zinni's life. So how can we use, Jacob? How can we use this sentence, this word in a sentence, relating it to Zinni's life? He had what? He had I guess Japanese descent in him, or Zinni was Zinni was of Japanese descent, right? Meaning he has family background that is Japanese, correct? Yes, no, maybe so, right? That's what descent means. If all you remember is family background for descent on your test on Friday, you will pass. That's why I had you write it down like this on your paper. Internment. Y'all remember what it is? And if you don't remember, it's up here. I know it's kind of hard to see for y'all in the very back. Or you might be able to find it too on a different page. Let me see. No, not yet. I want to get through this page and then we'll have a break. Maybe she'll give the candy back. She can technically take the candy because she gave her the candy. So it wouldn't be like, she'd just be like taking it back, I guess. Yeah, she's taking a refund of candy. Or internment related to what? Oh, I can probably put it up here. Who thinks they know an internment camp? You're probably what?
It's something that like military people go to protect themselves from.
Not military people. Nope. What was? Who?
No, I mean it's something
What was Zinni in? He was part of a what?
in foreign camp.
Internment camp, right?
And they, like,
So how was he treated?
better than us.
He was not treated good, was he? He's often treated like a what? Not a slave.
Animal.
A prisoner. So you're treated like a prisoner. I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't say slave. I would say more like a prisoner. Maybe sometimes you're kind of treated like a slave, but I don't know. So related to confinement. Remember, if you remember anything, remember confinement. Telling you, if you remember anything related to confinement. So how is this word related to Zinni's life? What was he in? What did they take him out of when he was playing baseball? They took him out of and put him in what? What did they put him in? What kind of camp though? Right here. Internment camp. So Zinni was forced into an internment camp during, I guess. Yes. Forced into the next one should be an easy one for you. Internment camp. The next one you should get. So like people who watch an event or fans, yeah. I would just say event because I mean sometimes you are spectators. Like if you go to a talent show, you're like a spectator of the talent show. So they're spectating is what you could say. You could use it as a verb. They're doing something.
Because like on GTA and everything, when you die, you only have one life and you have to spectate the other person.
So you're watching them. Look how you turn that into a verb. So you're like you're spectating, which means another way you could say is like I'm watching. Good job, yeah, spectating. People who watch an event. That's when I think y'all are paying attention. People who watch. Ray just gave a good example of a spectator. What they do. He said, when you play GTA, you only get one life, and then once you lose that life, you have to spectate, or you're spectating the other people playing, which means you're watching.
Or like sometimes if you want to go to a person's game on your phone list, because it says you could spectate them, like you could spectate the lobby. And what they're doing.
So how are spectators related to Zinni's life? So Zinni, I guess. Yeah, so Zinni made I guess bleachers for the. Yeah, Zinni created bleachers for these. That's it for right now. Spectator. Do you think he expected all these people to come watch his game? No. Probably not, right? I don't think he expected that many. Like, yeah, he was in an internment camp, but why do you think those people went to the game anyway? So they were bored, it was fun. But what else maybe? Why else did they want? Did they want to feel like they used to be? One at a time, hold on, one second.
again because that's like something that you would do if you were like doing something.
Good job. Yeah, is that what you were gonna say? What were you gonna say? Exactly. So you are on the same thing. So Jacob said that it made them feel like home. Mariah said it. What was it again? They felt free again. So a lot of the spectators, we don't know if they really enjoyed baseball or didn't, but it felt like home and they felt free and it felt like they weren't stuck in an internment camp like prisoners, right? Huh? And Jacob said nothing feels like home like baseball, which is true because it's like the All-American game, baseball. Yeah. Did we get this or not yet?
I got it.
Okay. Look at y'all. Okay. Y'all that are online, be back here at we'll do 2:07. Some random time. What time should you be back?
2:07.
2:07. I will see you in 15 minutes.